everyone, and welcome to Star Metal Productions. My name's Tal, and I am your GM for this evening for what is most likely the final episode in our first arc here on the channel of Undead Cowboys versus Werewolves. I think you're going to be in for a bumpy ride this evening, so thanks very much for joining us. We're really glad that you're here and you can see the finale of this first arc. And afterwards, we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up next, so stay tuned for that as well. As always, I'm joined by the two most fearless cowpokes alive, dead, I should say, who are going to be heading into the final confrontation. So, Jack, do you want to kick us off and introduce yourself and your character for us, please?
Yes, hello folks, I'm finally back on camera because my face isn't falling off. So that's nice. Glad to be back on camera. I'd say it's nice to see you all, but I think it's hopefully more of the reverse here. Anyway, I will be reprising my role as the ever-decreasing sanity of Clarence the Ghost. Sort of hex-casting cowboy warlock.
And I will be playing Sean, the getting increasingly scared of Clarence banshee. I am the eye who has been basically just playing Sean as the guy who goes with the flow no matter how crazy everything gets around him, but still goes, wow, this is fucking crazy. But yeah, we'll see how that ends up at the end.
It's gonna be a wild game.
Yeah.
What do you got for us, Tal?
Well, it is going to be wild indeed. And before we kick off with tonight's episode, let's do a very quick recap for those that are joining us. We have got the first 3 episodes over on YouTube, which is Star Metal Productions. So if you do want to catch up, it's all on there. And then the finale will go up during the next week or so. But if you need a recap, here it is. Basically, our 2 undead cowboys have been brought back from the dead by a young warlock named Ella, who them to save the town which she was a member of. Didn't really give them much information, only that one of the 3 families was up to something and that they needed to be stopped. So our intrepid heroes skulked around the town, killed a few people, sometimes on purpose, sometimes accidentally through bad rolls. They saw one of the family's homes had been infiltrated and they were all dead, and one of them blew up right in their faces. And last time, the group decided to speak to the local doctor to try and get more information about a mysterious artifact they had found. The doctor pointed them in the direction of the local apothecary, who he needed some help getting some ingredients to get one of his patients better. They popped across, murdered said apothecarist, set the establishment on fire, and returned just in time to stop the doctor's patient from turning into a werewolf. After a brief conversation, they then decided to pop across to the local arms store, where they found a few useful items, including what can only be described as a Gatling gun. And at the very end, the patient, Pitt Stevens, the hunter, turned up and offered to act as, I guess, a distraction by setting up the Gatling gun on a nearby house and maybe causing a bit of a distraction so that our 2 heroes could slip into the Pearsons' household and try and put a stop to their villainous deeds. And that is where we left off. So you had just been told that there is a small secret tunnel which leads to the Pearsons' estate, which not many people know about, and it should bring you up inside the I guess boundaries of the actual estate itself, and it might give you a better chance of sneaking in without being found. The other option, of course, is that you could just go to ground, with the artifact that you know that they are after and hope that they don't find you. But you decided to take the fight to them. And that is where we're going to start tonight's game. So, currently at the gun store, you watch as a very skinny, bedraggled looking Pit Stevens starts dragging this Gatling gun up to the roof of this property over here, trying to get himself in place, ready to give you some covering fire. What would you like to do?
Well, I suppose we should be moving on. Then we'll have to sneak down past the Watson Smiths and get to that tunnel. We don't have long before sunup.
No, not enough time whatsoever. Better get a move on right quick. I mean, like, what happens, like, if we complete the mission, like, at 5:59, and, like, how's that exactly work? How's that go? You know more about this magic stuff than I do.
Make a hex check and see if you recall anything from your previous exploits that might give you some clue.
Yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's see, here's my character sheet. There you are. Okay. The normal. With my past of being a warlocky smuggler.
You can have the extra dice, yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Let's see what I know about the veil between life and death. It's a 4.
Okay. So a 4 is a success, but in this scenario, some of the books you've read give you an indication that these types of rituals are very specific. So when a time is involved, if it's been stipulated, it is to the second. So you know that if you haven't met the conditions of your, should we say, agreement, then you're going to fail, and with everything that entails.
Well, as long as we get whatever it is we are supposed to get done by 6 a.m., everything should be fine. Of course, we weren't really given much of a definitive goal. It was more just go figure things out and stop some kind of nonsense. But as
So, I
long
mean,
as...
like, we kill all the Pearsons and, like, it's over? Like, like, what does stopping mean exactly?
I don't know. I think, unfortunately, that is up to our young patron. I would have liked to have a much more thorough conversation with her about this. I wouldn't even call it an agreement.
Yeah, we didn't really have much choice about it, did we? It wasn't really a contract I really put my name to.
I don't like being made a thrall. But that is where we find ourselves. So either we do what it is she wants us to do, whether she knows exactly what that is or not, or... Well, I don't even know what the or is. I don't know what success means, and I don't know what failure means.
Well, let's go figure it out, I guess. And we go on.
Okay. So, you pick your way through the back streets back towards the Watson Smith estate, which is still burning. It looks as if the fire is slightly better under control now. You can see that there are still bucket chains out the front trying to douse the flames, but what's left is almost like a shell of the original structure. Luckily, everyone still seems to be focused on the actual building itself, and no one notices you skulking through the back entrance until you find a tunnel built into the side of the hill, which seems to lead upwards, and hopefully towards the Pearson estate.
Well, let's
Right.
hope this lead is correct. We don't have much time.
Not
Yes.
whatsoever.
In fact, can you move the clock on till, I believe it's 5:30 now, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. Half an hour remaining.
Mm-hmm.
We get the good old cinematic view of the two cowboys walking away from the fire in the background.
into this darkened tunnel. Yeah. The tunnel twists and turns, and you pick your way through loose rubble and what looks to be excavation. Probably hoping it might be a second silver mine, maybe, or maybe it was built as an escape route from the actual estate itself. But nothing seems to pique your curiosity or stop you as you travel through the underside of the hill. At the final part, you reach a rickety ladder which seems to lead up and out. As to where, difficult to see as there is a cover above the exit where the ladder is.
Did I lead the way then?
Go right ahead.
Right. Sean's gonna go up the ladder and very, 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 very slowly and cautiously start to open the latch at the top.
I'll be just a couple rungs down.
Pushing the latch open, you slide the cover off of what you now realise is an old abandoned well. And you can see
These
clearly
wells, man.
At least this one doesn't have a La Sombra in it.
Yeah.
You can
That's
see
what it
that
is. It's Black Spiral Dancers and La Sombra. That's what we're dealing with.
You can see that you are within the confines of what is a magnificent estate. Well built, solid construction. One of the few houses that you've come across that appears to be made from brick and stone. Make an awareness check for me, please.
It's 2 for me. Four.
Okay. Scanning around, you can see that there are several guards patrolling the area itself. They are going to be difficult to probably get past, and you're going to need some kind of distraction. You realize that in some way you're going to have to signal your colleague who's up over here to get him to start firing.
Is there anywhere I see something easily lit aflame, like a hay bale or a...
Absolutely. You realize by doing that, it could very well reveal your position as well.
Well, here's my thought. I was going to climb up the ladder, find a little spot to hide in, let Clarence come up, and maybe Clarence can light something away from us on fire with his magique.
Yeah.
Well, in the wibbly wobbly, maybe half hour it's taken us to get here, is there any sign that the Pearsons and their new werewolf allies are perhaps not agreeing on things anymore? I've been sowing a little
yes
in the background.
Make an awareness check for me,
Okay.
to see if you can perhaps overhear some conversations that are going on with these guards that are wandering around.
Can I assist on that and give him another die?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. A 5.
Okay.
2 1s, but a 5.
2 1s for the 5. Good.
Whew.
As the guards are making their rounds, you hear some mutterings, and the conversation is very much about them feeling like they're being pushed around by these outsiders, and who they think they are coming here and giving them orders, and really the boss should be pushing back, and it's all very well making deals and stuff, but should be standing up to them a little bit. They're outsiders. This town is theirs. There's a disquiet and a sense of, if they overstep the mark, we might have to do something.
Yes, we could light a fire. That is a good idea. Or, we do have a few of these grenades. How's your arm? How far do you think you could chuck that?
We have discussed out of game. Neither of us really did a
Yeah.
strength-based character. I mean, I can definitely try, but how about this? You hold one end of the grenade, I hold the other.
Yeah, okay.
We can roll 2 dice, and actually, can I? Since I was
No.
a soldier, can I roll with 2 dice?
Yes, I will let you throw with 2 dice.
Okay.
I will give you that. Because
where am I chucking this?
Well,
that's an excellent question.
It doesn't have to be too terribly accurate. It's hard to tell exactly how large this estate is from this angle. But if you can get literally on any other side of the house, an explosion somewhere else would probably draw the guards.
Can I try to throw the explosive device on the side of the house that is showing towards where our new ally would be?
So around about there.
Yeah, basically, if I can hit. So we're here, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if I can hit this, this corner, probably.
Yeah, go for it.
Could I assist by using my hex as a sort of telekinesis to correct the angle, should it apparently need to be?
Ooh. Okay.
It lands at it.
I will allow that. So you can roll 3 dice for this.
Okay, all right, here it goes. 1 more dice. Yes. That's a 6.
Surely at some point it's gonna be my luck's gonna come in.
Sean goes over, tosses it, and it just spins up in the air. I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Absolutely. The initial throw is like, oh, that's gonna land right next to us. But luckily, Clarence takes the initiative and, using a psychic push, manages to throw the grenade further away from you so it lands where you intend it to land. The explosion is deafening. There's a couple of moments, and then you start to hear people running, coming from the back, and very slowly you then hear the sound of something winding up. And before you can really get an eye as to what's going on, you hear the sound of this Gatling gun spring to life and start to pepper the front of the building with multiple shots. And over the kind of din, you hear the screaming of yeah, where this gentleman is basically taking a Gatling gun to the front of this estate. Boots start moving. There's a lot of shouting and people trying to find out where this has come from. And you hear a couple of guards going, "Get down there! Get him! Get him!" And you start to see the forces moving away, leaving you a bit of space so that you can actually make your way further into the estate.
Yeah, we're gonna try to, I'm guessing, enter through the back of the house when everybody's rushing to the front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, let us hope there's enough walls between us and that spray of bullets.
So,
What is the armor penetration quality of it?
well, that's an excellent question. It's definitely doing some damage, and there's a few windows that are being smashed, and you can see that people are kind of taking up stances at the front of the house to try and take this guy down. So you have got a bit of space to maneuver.
Okay, well, we might get lucky and find another bomb they just happen to have lying around, but they seem to be keen on burning down one estate, and we might as well start that fire anyway and get it moving.
You're going to set fire to the estate.
Yeah, what was it that we saw that was flammable?
So there are a couple of haystacks from the harvest that has been brought in. It's a meager harvest out here in the desert, but there was a little bit of cultivated land which they've managed to bring to life. So there are a couple of haystacks fairly close that you could certainly use as kindling if you wanted to start a fire in the house.
Yes, I imagine, well, we're going to have to go inside and see what's happening, but this is a fairly large place, and, well, we're going to be done with this job in half an hour, one way or another. So I'd say let it burn.
Are you sure we want to light a building on fire before we go into it?
Like I said,
We don't know how long we're going to be in there. We don't know how this. I mean, I don't know much about witching, but I do know that the stuff I have seen, a lot of the components are very flammable, and these people seem to be witching, and therefore might have lots of flammable stuff inside. And I don't know if we want to light it on fire before we go inside.
I suppose we could wait, but we know exactly how long we're going. Well, it's going to be less than half an hour.
Suppose that's true. Does the calculations in his head? How long does a house take to?
This is a pretty
square
big
footage,
multi-floor estate, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but if we have to go up, fire goes upwards.
Yeah, but imagine how cool the cinematic would be with us getting into a gunfight.
Now that you brought that up, light the whole fucking thing on fire. Go ahead.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, of course. You start to set fire to these haystacks, and you notice that they catch on like very quickly, quite dry, having been left out in the heat for some time. And before too long, it starts to catch against the property itself, and you get a nice little flame going that before long is going to run unchecked and probably gut this house.
Well, the fuse is lit. Time to go.
To follow the pattern that I have been following so far, where is the closest door?
So there is a door at the back here.
Well, not for long, because apparently Sean hates doors, and he will go up to it. And is there a window near the door?
Can you make me an awareness check first?
Of course I can. Since this is a battlefield scenario, can I roll 3d6?
You can, but you're going to lose one because smoke is now starting to come round out, and you can't actually.
That's what you get for tempting me with the cinematics.
Yeah. So it's only 2, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's not how you type that.
Hey, if it's messing with our vision, it's messing with their vision too.
That's a 2 and a 1. Nope, I see nothing.
Okay. As you start to make your way across the courtyard to where the back door is, you hear the sound of a pullback of a bolt action on a rifle. Can you both make me agility checks, please?
Ha. Two.
3.
Okay. So those are both fails, unfortunately. What you hadn't noticed was that hiding up in the rafters, or like the eaves of this building, were two snipers, for want of a better word, who are stationed there to protect the rear of the property. And as you round the corner, they both take shots at you, and you both get hit, knocking you to the floor, and both take 2 points of damage. The actual entrance is only a few feet away, so you could make a dash for the door and try and get inside before they get another shot off, or you could try and do something else. It's entirely up to you.
We want to just go in and ignore them, or should we take them out?
No, I'd say we simply keep going.
All right. Sean's going to continue to go through the door.
Okay. In that case, I think that. What should we call that? That is going to be. Yeah, you're going to have to try and make a bit of a run for it. So, can you both make a ruggedness check for me, please?
Could I, perhaps in addition to, use Hex to pull the shadows around us?
Oh, okay.
Thicken the darkness of the night?
To give you an extra layer of protection, yes. Absolutely, I will allow that, and you can both roll an extra die.
All right.
6.
You said this is agility again?
So this is ruggedness.
Ruggedness. All right. That's not any better. But the darkness is on my side. That's a 5.
So just as you feel the crosshairs, Sean, on the back of your neck, the shadows almost seem to reach out and pull you into them. And the shot fires wide, missing you completely. And before you know it, you're at the rear of the door. As with time-honored tradition, you place a well-booted foot to the door. It splinters and cracks, giving you entrance to the estate.
All right. My pistol is out, and I am sweeping.
Okay.
Yeah, what do we say?
So, as you're going through the rear entrance, you are faced with what looks like a well-stocked, well-used kitchen. There's nobody about. There's a hearth which has been lit and is still flickering. There's some leftover scraps on the actual kitchen table itself. Clearly, this is where all the food prep's done. There's only one door that leads further into the actual estate itself, which is on the north wall.
Well, I'm not quite in the mood for breakfast just yet. So, I think you have another door to unlock for us.
All right. it's it's going to be the juggernaut just going through doors. One after the other. That scene where he's chasing after, was it Kitty Pryde? He's just going through the fucking walls.
So the door splinters open, and you're faced with what looks to be this large, grand hallway entrance. There are two sweeping staircases which lead up to the second floor. And above the ceiling, there's this really big, ornate chandelier, which is swinging slightly from the continued gunfire, which is still happening outside the front of the building itself. There are a couple of doors which lead further into the front of the property itself. And I said there's two sweeping staircases which lead up. It's very grand. There are a few busts of what you assume to maybe be family members positioned around. Very much designed to, I guess, impress people coming to the estate to show they have class and status.
Before we get too far ahead, on our way through the kitchen, could I have identified and grabbed a jug of oil?
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Right. Are we headed upstairs?
Well, as you said, the fire's gonna make its way up pretty quickly. I haven't yet seen any sign of a cellar. So, I'd say up first.
Right, we head on up.
As you start to make your way up the stairs, you hear the thudding sound, and these are like big thudding steps. And at the top of the stairs, you see what appears to be a mountain of a man, dressed in very, I guess, almost ripped and torn clothes. This guy's easily coming up from almost 7 foot. Big muscled arms, a kind of gleam in his eye, which is rabid almost. Looking down at you, starts to smile.
Do I see any iconography of that moon goddess?
Make an awareness check for me.
You right? Six.
As he starts to kind of flex his arms, you can see that there looks to be a tattoo, or maybe it might even be a brand of that moon goddess on his forearm.
Well, you are quite a large and imposing specimen. I take it you're somehow behind all of this, but before you get to smashing our skulls in, which I'm sure you will thoroughly enjoy, I think it may be best to point out that we may have a mutual enemy. At least for the short term. These Pearsons have never had any inclination of giving you what they promised.
Little men are very funny. You are different. I like this. You make jokes. This is good. And yes, I do enjoy the thought of cracking your skulls together and grinding them beneath my boots.
I believe it's feet, not foots. Sorry.
This is funny. I like how funny you both are. So you say they will not give us what we seek? It does not matter. We will take what is ours.
Yeah, they probably had the same. In fact, I think one of the they said the same thing. They said they were going to take it from you, and now you're going to take it from them. How about this? We make sure that they don't get it.
What are you offering?
Making sure that the Pearsons don't do what they want to do, and you can. Well, I'm not exactly sure how all this works, exactly what your deal is, and why you're doing all this, but you know, why don't we just take care of the Pearsons now?
And for the first time, you see this kind of figure looking at you and kind of sniffing the air. Ah, this is good. You have it, don't you? You already have it. The thing that we seek. How interesting. You could hand it over and I could let you walk out of here. But it'd be much more fun when I come and take it from your body.
All right, well, fuck that. Nice fire.
Right, okay, let us get into combat then. So, the eye, you are going to fire. So,
Yep.
go for it. Let's make the first roll.
I'm real good at shooting. Let's see if that keeps going. Knock on wood, rub my eyes. Whew. All right. That's a 5.
5, excellent. Okay, let me just get my details.
With silver bullets in my nice revolver.
Oh, yes, nice. Absolutely. Okay, a 5. So, yes, you deal damage. So, how much damage does your revolver do?
3. 3 base.
3. Okay. And then you've got silver bullets in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you watch as the bullet, you take aim, and watch as it slams into his shoulder. And for a moment, he kind of doesn't register you've actually managed to hurt him. Kind of looks at the shoulder, looks at you, and questioning, like, You managed to hurt me? It has been a long time before anyone has hurt me. This will be fun.
Yeah, doesn't that make you not want to do this? maybe that's like a good warning for you to disengage from this particular conflict.
Oh, no, this is fun.
Oh,
This
right.
This has been a long time since since I have been able to truly let loose.
All right. Remember you said that.
You see the body start to change. The ripping of muscles, the clothes becoming even more torn, and somehow the body growing even taller and bigger. And within a couple of moments, this, what was already a good 7-foot man, now stands 10 foot tall at least, looming over you. Huge teeth protruding, massive claws, which look like they could eviscerate you in a couple of seconds, and just this pools of drool coming out from his mouth. Let us see how you do against me now. Clarence, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, with my experience, I bought one of your fancy skill trait things. That
Awesome.
being binding. So I don't know whether or not this is an enemy who may have an epic level ability of some kind, but he's very large. So I'm gonna try to.
Yes.
I'm gonna take out a small chain from somewhere in my jacket, in my duster. Take out this small chain, and start reciting some sort of incantation, and run my finger down the length of it and toss it in his direction. I'm gonna try to wrap him in these binding chains.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, I assume this is a hex check.
A hex, it is indeed.
All right. Yeah, okay. See how it goes.
Come up with
5.
5. Excellent. Okay. So, as you release the chains, you see that they settle around his form and almost burn into his skin. There's a howl as he feels them push deep inside of him. And you sense that in some way you have dulled maybe some of his abilities, perhaps. But as you're doing that, your concentration is such that you miss the way he brings one arm round and throws what looks to be an expensive vase from one of the tables, and it comes clattering towards you, smashing into your face. So you do take a point of damage from that. But you do feel that whatever spell you've placed on him probably is going to stop him being quite as powerful as he might have been.
I think it's
Good
about
job.
time somebody put a leash on this dog.
Oh, Sean, what are you doing?
I mean, I do what I can do, which is shoot my gun.
Yep, absolutely. Go for it.
That's a 6.
Hey, excellent. Okay. You react slightly quicker to this vase being thrown down. Rolling to the side, you take a bead and slam him once again with your gun. Again, it fires into, but this time it catches him in the torso and pushes him back a couple of steps. He doesn't seem quite as confident now, having taken
Still having
two
fun there,
really
buddy?
well-placed shots to his body. There's almost a sense of he's not been challenged like this before. But as he takes the shot, picks himself up, shakes his head, and you can see that he's getting ready to leap at you and going to try and finish you off. Clarence, it's your turn.
Okay. Apparently I am embracing full goblin mode on this character. But I have this silver knife. And I'm not very strong or agile or rugged or in any way have any sort of imposing physicality whatsoever. But I am a ghost. And I am in some way incorporeal, even though I have this kind of corporeal illusion around me. I would like to sort of, after delivering that taunting line, I'm gonna take out my knife and start just sort of approaching, kind of getting in front of Sean, who is using the rifle to shoot from the rear. I would like to try to goad him and sort of feint him into taking a bite at me, so I can just straight up into his mouth.
Yeah,
I don't care. I will let him bite me to get this off.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so guess goading him.
Could I make this a social check?
Yeah, I think so, because I think you're feinting and trying to get him to read a movement in your body language, which you're then going to change at the last minute. So yeah, let's make it a social check.
Could I know it's not part of this game, so feel free to say no.
Go for it.
But could I perhaps ask for a devil's bargain here? Fully expecting to have my arm bitten. Does that give me an extra dice to see this through?
Yes.
Just automatically take damage.
I will give you an extra dice because you are throwing caution to the wind, if you like. So, and you know that even if you get like a 6 and you're successful, you would still take damage.
Yeah.
All
right.
Go for it. I like it.
I take out this knife. For a moment, I think about being extra and flipping it around, but then I realize I would just drop it and then everything would go to shit. So I just grab it, I move it forward, and I just start taunting him into a further rage. Let's see how this works. 556.
Jesus. This is so unfair on me. So the taunt absolutely works. You know, he sees this from his view, scraggly, kind of thin person coming towards him with a knife as if you're some kind of challenge to him, and just flies into that rage where he's just on you. Takes a swipe, dealing you 1 damage, but you're within range. And as he takes that swipe, you make that sudden move and jam the knife up into this long protruding mouth and snout. It hangs there for a moment as he's trying to get his jaws open, but the knife's so wedged in, he's struggling to kind of get that, and he pulls back a little bit, and the knife's still lodged in him. But you can see you've severely wounded him.
So I didn't get the inside of his mouth, but I pinned his mouth shut.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
Yes.
All right. I was going for the brain, but I'll
it's kind of up and through.
Yeah.
So it's protruding from the bottom, and you can see the blades kind of almost closed his mouth together. So what I will say is that he probably won't be able to do any bite attacks based on that.
Okay.
Sean, it's your turn.
Well, I'll have to reposition a little bit because now Clarence is between me and my target.
I'm a ghost. You can shoot through me.
Yeah, but it's silver bullets, so it still might affect you. I didn't think of that, did you? But yeah, definitely gonna take my same roll. All right. That's a 6.
Honestly,
You mess with the wrong Cowboys. Al.
You still having fun there, buddy?
no. You take aim, and it's almost as if time slows down for you, and you can just see that where this knife is protruding him, with the right kind of shot, you're going to be able to finish the job and slam this knife up into the very brain of this creature. It's a 1,000,000 to 1 shot, but you're a good aim, and Clarence has given you an opening, and you are always good at taking. The shot goes off, slamming into the hilt of the knife. And everything stops. You see blood start to fill up and come out of the eyeballs. And there's a look of a mixture of complete surprise and almost admiration as this humongous beast falls to the floor, dead.
Sometimes you just have to put a rabid dog down.
Well, I hope he had fun. He really, that was his whole thing. He wanted to have a lot of fun, and he looks like he had a good time. Well, that's that. Now we just need to find the Pearson guy or girl or whoever the hell's leading their side of shit.
Yeah, we're still here. We haven't collapsed to bones or ascended or whatever we're going to do, so I guess the job's not done. I'm gonna.
Is this? Are we looking at like a pre? So there's the up floor and then there's the ground floor. Does the ground floor have a lot of med kits and ammo and stuff? Like, are we like? Is there a save point anywhere?
What you notice is a strange woman drops what appears to be bazooka of some kind.
Oh, nice! Yeah, good.
Onto the floor for you.
Are you maidenless? Anyway.
Unfortunately, no, there isn't. What you do see is you're now on the first floor.
That's corridor, first floor English, so second floor American.
Yes,
gotcha.
That is correct.
Good catch. I wouldn't have gotten that one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can see the corridor leads further into the mansion, and there are a couple of doors which lead off. You assume they could be bedrooms, but at the far end, there appears to be a set of double doors which lead. You're not sure where, but certainly they are the more interesting set of doors compared to the others. it's up to you how you want to proceed.
Before we get too far, I'm gonna put my scrawny little foot on this werewolf's neck and try to yank my knife out of his jaw.
I mean, it's fairly wedged in there, but I'll let you take it out.
It takes a couple goes.
Yeah.
have to wiggle it about a bit. It's kind of nasty.
And it is coated in what you can only assume is brains and sinew and blood. It's a mess, but you can still use it.
I'm gonna pull out a little vial from under my jacket.
Give it a little clean.
Never know when werewolf brains are gonna come in handy.
All right.
Well, it looks like it's a
still
2-for-1 special
quiet.
on doors here for you, Sean.
It's been doors all night for Sean. Anyway, what do we see?
Are you kicking open the door?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. These are a little bit sturdier, but you've had lots of practice this evening in kicking indoors, and you know.
And my legs don't get sore. Like
No,
it's just
exactly. Yep.
Yeah. So
The room.
I can do this all night.
The room opens up, and this appears to be some kind of sitting room. Really well decorated. There's a fireplace at the far wall, which has been lit. There's a couple of very comfortable looking chairs. This looks to be a place where people come to relax and sit down. There's a couple of shelves filled with books as well. And what you see is standing at the fireplace are two gentlemen. One of them much older with a white moustache which droops down, and a younger, more handsome gentleman, very dapper, very well dressed. Looking at the both of them, you would guess that they are probably related in some way. They both look at you as you burst in, and the older gentleman kind of strokes his moustache. I am guessing that the two of you are to blame for all of this. What?
You said they're standing in front of a fireplace.
Yes.
How far away are we? Like this is a room where fairly close.
It's quite a. You are fairly close. It's quite a large room, but you are fairly close. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take that jug of oil. The Coopermans say hello. I'm just gonna chuck it down in front of the fireplace between their legs.
Well.
Okay. Awesome.
You want a monologue? You can do it while you're on fire. We don't have time for this shit. We're dying again in half an hour.
All right.
15 minutes.
I just okay, Jack. I just want to say.
Oh yeah, don't.
I need you to remember this moment when you have a big old dialogue written up for a big bad, and me and Tal are like, no, fuck you.
I have enough games. I have run enough games. I know I never expect to get away with monologues.
Oh my god, brilliant. Okay, let's right. Dice, please be in my favour for this one. Can I have an agility check, please? Just once. Just once be in my favour.
Well, I mean, neither of us are terribly good at this.
For 5 minutes. Really?
You shouldn't have given him the oil, Tal. You should have said, there's no oil here.
No oil at all.
And then I would have picked up some moonshine and done the same thing.
The throw catches them by surprise. You see it fly across the room, true, and arcing into the fireplace. And then the explosion comes. Fire flicks out, catching them both. You see them both try to brush away from it, patting themselves down. both of them separated now as the fire starts to pull out onto the floor itself. The older gentleman looks at the both of you and says, Jesus, what is wrong with you both? What the hell? Kind of pulling out. They've both taken some damage from the fire itself. And you see the older gentleman looking at you angrily. You did it, didn't you? You're the ones that killed my son, aren't you?
To be fair, that was an accident.
Sean looks very sheepish. Kind of kicks at the floor and goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that."
You see him look towards the doorway. Barristan, bring in the girl. The door opens and a third figure enters the room. Quite well muscled, but very well dressed. Very long kind of hair. Imagine that kind of Rasputin kind of look, almost. And crooked under one arm is Ella. The older gentleman looks at you. Well, perhaps you can tell me what the hell this is all about. You've come here tonight, you've caused chaos and disturbance in this town, you've set fire to places, you've blown up places. What do you want?
To be fair, I will say that the local door maker is going to have quite the profit margin coming up in the next quarter. So, I don't think it's all bad for the profitability of this town. But as for everything else, listen, I've just been kind of following Clarence here. He kind of knows more about all this than I do. This little girl here, basically, and I think Clarence did say that that this is probably the way it works as well. She gave us a mission, and if we don't do it, we burn in hell for all of eternity. So it doesn't really matter much what has to go on here. I don't want to go to hell personally. Either way, Clarence, take it away.
To be fair, I think your friend's new clutch bag has more answers than we do.
You see him looking at the both of you, and there's almost a look of puzzlement and what are you talking about? Dying in hell and what the hell do you want?
Maybe he doesn't know. Do you think he doesn't know? Can I
don't know.
willfully drop this illusion thing and do my ghost, enlargement spookiness?
Yeah, absolutely. The moment you drop it, you can see the look of shock and terror on his face. Jesus, protect me. What the hell are you things?
I guess I'll follow suit, and Sean will turn off his illusion as well. And standing there is this kind of wispy-looking thing from Irish folklore. Hair kind of swirling where there's no wind.
You see him kind of clutch at his chest as he looks at the both of you and turns to his younger person and says, Jacob, are you seeing this? What? Son, what the hell is going on? You can see them like this? You see the younger gentleman looking at both of you. Put out the fire on his immaculate suit and just staring at the both of you, giving you a kind of appraising look.
What's the girl doing? Is she unconscious? Is she bound?
So she's in a headlock with the larger individual who's entered the room. So she's completely I guess incapacitated at the current time, and she's just watching you both with kind of really big wide eyes, as if to kind of go, well, this is not how I expected this to turn out this evening. Sorry, you can hear howls and stuff in the background. That is my dog. He is he's upset about something. I'm not entirely sure what. I think he might need to go out for a wee.
It's just more werewolves outside.
Yeah. Just outside in the background. And one of the things you do notice is that you can no longer hear the sound of the Gatling gun.
Well, either he's out of ammunition or he's dead.
Maybe there's nothing left to shoot at. I'm going to look at it with a glass half full type of situation here.
The man you now know as Jacob looks at the both of you and kind of straightens the tie and says, "So this is what she did. Who'd have thought that someone so small could pull this off? Well, the two of you have been a bit of a pain in the ass this evening to my plans. Luckily, still managed to get most of the stuff done this evening. You two are the loose ends, and there's probably one other thing I need to clear up, but let's just say a little bit late to be stopping me now." You see him reach into his pocket and put out a long stiletto knife, and he goes over to his father and kind of picks him up and just says, "Dad, it's okay. I'm going to take care of this. Don't you worry." And with a swift movement, he brings the knife across his father's throat, bringing him to the floor, blood spilling everywhere. He was just too old to understand what this place could be. Well, I'm going to show you what this place could be.
How close is the guy with the girl to the guy with the knife?
So there is a bit of a distance between the two of them. So they're not right next to each other. But his father's body slumps to the floor, blood pooling everywhere. And I think that's where we'll take our evening break, so that I can go and see to my dog. But
Yes.
We're going to take a quick 15 minutes. Do come back to join us for the last installment of Undead Cowboys versus Werewolves. We will see you very shortly.
All right. See you in a bit, folks.
Hey folks, welcome back to the final part of our first arc here on Star Metal Productions, and this is the end of Undead Cowboys versus Werewolves. Just before the break, my villain monologue was destroyed, but I'm not bitter about it. It's fine. It's fine. So what we saw is the head of the Pearson house being confused as to what was going on until his son steps up and slices his throat, leaving him bleeding out on the floor. Jacob looks at the both of you, smiling. Oh, you've no idea how long I've wanted to do that. He's just been such a pain. I've not listening.
That's right.
I know, right? So, town is mine now. All of it. The only two other families that could have opposed me taking over this place are dealt with by my friends here. It's all mine. The only thing left is to deal with you two and the girl, and ensure my colleagues here are paid for their trouble.
Are you sure you're in any better position to be threatening us than that mountain of muscle we just put down?
Huh. Yeah, I did wonder how you managed to get through him.
You're dealing with
I
things
mean-
beyond your ken, friend. Quit while you're ahead.
I mean, true. Was certainly a large fellow, but he kind of snaps his fingers, and from the shadows, which you hadn't noticed before, 3 more forms step out to join the guy who's got Ella under his arm, falling up around him. See, this is the good thing about hired help is there's always so many of them. Now then, he kind of starts checking his nails and just kind of cleaning a little bit of blood off of them. You haven't achieved anything here today. I don't know what the girl made you do, but the town's mine. My friends here are going to get what they want. Everyone goes away happy, but I suspect the 2 of you not so much.
I'm gonna reach into my coat where I have that satchel.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell me if I can do this subtly enough.
Okay.
I'd like to create an illusion of that obsidian handle we have.
Yeah.
Pull it out.
Okay. You can definitely do that because you have seen it and know what it looks like. You can easily weave shadows together to form a substance layer. You have to make a check, obviously.
Yeah.
But essentially, you can definitely attempt this.
Okay.
Come on, dice. Come on, dice. Come on.
Yeah.
You've been mean to me for the last 3 episodes. Come on.
I don't have any more stupid shenanigans to try to get any more dice out of this. So we'll see.
Yeah.
There you go, Tal.
Oh, thank you.
That's a 1.
As you
Or a 2.
It's a 2, yeah. So it's not it's not a critical fail. That's as you weave together the shadows, you see the larger man holding Ella kind of look at you, and there's almost a smile that crosses his face. But then he looks at you with interest. This is interesting. I see what you are trying to do, young magician. You're not very good at it, but you have seen this piece. That is interesting. How would you know about this holy relic?
The same
And
way
he kind
you
of
did.
starts to squeeze his arm a little bit around Ella's neck.
The same
do
way
not
you
want me
do,
to-
new friend. Your employer here has been playing both sides.
Explain.
Imagine it's gone much the same as with you, the apothecary woman we met with. They blew her up trying to tie up loose ends, but as you can see, I sort of wave my hand through myself. We're a little more difficult to get rid of.
So what is your role in this? Why are you interested in this holy artifact?
Well, I'm interested in any sort of relic with weird and interesting powers.
You know what it is, then?
I've heard tale.
Dinger. There are very few scholars left in this age who remember such things or even have made a study of them. This is interesting timing that you have come here as well. But it still does not explain how you have seen the artifact.
They promised it.
I motion to the young man covered in blood.
They promised it to the both of us, and, well, I decided, keen mind as I am, not to wait for them to double-cross me like they are going to do to you.
You see, he sniffs the air. Have it, don't you? You have it in your possession. How interesting. He turns to look at Jacob. You paid him. It's not good to go back on a deal with us, my friend. Clicks his fingers, and before you have time to react, one of the men at his side leaps through the air. Mid-transformation, you see the wolf bursting out of it as it leaps at Jacob, pinning him to the ground, screaming as it rips his throat out, starts feasting on his dead body. He was an idiot. So, it seems there are only two parties left then. You have what I want, and I have what you want. Trade, perhaps? I am not averse to fighting for things, but it's so much easier when we could be civilized.
I suppose that's fair enough.
How many individuals are around
so
now?
There is. So at the moment there is one wolf feasting on a dead body. You've got the gentleman that's been speaking to you, and then he is flanked by two others. Goons, for want of a better word. So 4 in total.
Okay.
Your friend is very quiet. Does he?
Yeah, I'm letting the ones with brains talk. This whole time, I think what Sean is doing is basically, I'm imagining the Red Dead Redemption time slow aiming on each of these targets. Well, and yeah, basically he's getting ready to just unload.
Okay.
Now, you said this gun handle thing is quite large. It's big.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Probably big enough that it requires 2 hands for me to hold reasonably. Yeah.
It does,
Okay.
yes.
Let me ask once again to because apparently I have Blades in the Dark on my mind. Could I flash back and have taped these grenades to one side of this obsidian handle?
I will allow that, yes.
Okay.
Well, you do have me at a disadvantage. I'm spiteful. It comes with the profession.
I look over to the werewolf eating this person with a little smirk.
And, well, to be fair, whatever this little witch did to us is a tad beyond even my knowledge. But it's probably not good if you kill her. And from what I understand, there's several more of these pieces, and I don't know if you have them or not, But we no longer walk in the light anyway. What do we care? Trade then. Sure. I'm fine with a little more darkness if it means I don't burn in hellfire.
Good.
Peace for the girl.
I am a man of my words. How should we do this trade?
We'll both walk up. You'll hand the girl to my friend here, and I'll hand you what you want. Easy.
Oh, this is most satisfactory. You are an interesting man, spirit, individual. I like you. But I can see the things around you are dissolving. It won't be long. It's a shame. I think we could have struck a good partnership. I enjoy the clever ones. Not too clever, of course, but ones that can think for themselves.
Ever
Let us do
the
this trade.
student.
And he starts to walk towards you.
All right. I'll fish this out of my coat. I'm gonna loop the grenade eye rings or whatever they are, the pin rings in my pinkies as I hand it over.
Yep.
So Sean gets the girl and I hand it off.
Yep.
Yep, I go over there and I do that.
So Ella collapses into your arms. I knew you'd come. Thank you. Thank you. No, go for it.
As I proffer this to the werewolf individual, I sort of just give Sean that side eye, which he's probably fairly familiar with at this point. The look of, I'm doing some dumb shit right now. And I'm just gonna hand it over, and as soon as it's in his big meaty paws, I'm gonna pull back, tink tink, and just dive.
And as that happens, I'm pulling the girl into my arms and leaping backwards out the door with her. Basically, I'm basically taking damage to my tailbone to do a backwards leap with her in my arms.
Okay. There's this brief moment where he looks at you with this puzzled look and then looks down. Oh, shit. And the explosion comes. Can you both make agility checks for me, please?
Do we gotta?
I'm incorporeal with 17 hit points. Fucking blow me up. 3.
4.
Okay. So both of you take 3 points of damage as the explosion ripples out. You both get pushed back through the two doors and find yourself lying in a daze, bits of furniture around you, the acrid smell of the explosion. In front of you, you see the figure of the gentleman whose name you never got, standing there. Half of his face has been ripped off and is now scarred and bleeding as he looks at the both of you in complete astonishment. One of the men standing behind him has been blown backwards, and you hear the crashing sound as he flies out one of the windows that was behind him. Too clever by half. Go, get them. Teach them that we cannot be betrayed like this. And so there are 2 werewolves remaining, one already in wolf form and the other one slightly singed and damaged from the explosion as well, but had enough wherewithal to kind of roll away from it. And they both start to move towards you to engage.
What happened to the artifact?
It is still in his hands at the current time.
Does he have hands? That's what.
They are scarred, and you can see the skin has been peeled away, and all that's left is really like sinew that are just somehow still holding on to this artifact in their hands.
I have an idea because I always have an idea, but I've been having too many ideas and talking too much. So, Sean, the eye. What are you thinking?
I want to. I mean, Sean's probably going to be. He's probably going to be wanting to get her out. And I'm wondering if I can. I don't know if the problem is that this house could be swarming with wolves at this point. So I don't know if I can just like push her down the stairs and go run, and then she's gonna be fine. So I think we're kind of stuck with her in this moment.
When she had originally pieced out, she teleported, right? She just poof gone.
She did, yes.
Okay. Just
That's a good point. That trick you did before, girl, can you do that again? Get yourself out of here.
It's kind of a one-time deal per day, I'm afraid.
Of course, you got spell slots. All right.
Absolutely.
Shit. All right. Well, I get up with her, and I can't leave because we still need to stop this. I can't go. I can't stay with her. Is there a room I can push her into that's separate from the rest of the house? That's basically what I think I'll do. I'll kick open another door, because fuck all doors, push her through into this empty room, make sure it's empty, and then turn back to... I'm basically making sure I'm between the door and everything that can get to her.
Absolutely. Whilst doing that, can you make an awareness check for me, please?
Sure. 6.
As you're doing that, your senses, honed to perfection, catch burning.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
From the hallway, you can see the first flames starting to lick at the bottom of the stairs as the fire is clearly spreading through the ground floor of this property.
Is there a window?
So yes, in the room you've pushed Ella into, there isn't a window in there. That's like an internal wall. But in the meeting room or lounge room, however you want to call it, there are a couple of windows in there, which you could easily access if you wish to.
Do I see a target from where I am?
Yes, absolutely. So you've basically got 3 to choose from. The scarred man holding the artifact has stepped back a little bit, allowing one of his henchmen to move in front of him, and you can see that they're starting to go through that transformation process. The other one looks up from its meal, teeth bared, looking at you, and you get the sense it's ready to move on to have you as dessert.
All right, I have a little time. I'm gonna start shooting until that fire starts licking at the top of the stairs, basically.
Okay.
So I'm going to I'm a pretty good shot. I think I'm going to still try for what's his name? Jacob?
So Jacob is dead. He's
Oh,
the,
his
he's
son.
the son. Yeah. So you've got these. So werewolf 1, wolf 1, and then the scarred man. Those are your 3 targets.
I'll shoot at the scarred man from my position outside in
Okay.
the hallway.
Go for it.
Five.
You once again squeeze the trigger, and it's another good shot. This one takes him in the eye that was already ruined from the blast, but shoots straight through. There's a grunt of as he drops to the floor, serious pain. As you're taking that bead, you don't have time to react to the wolf that has now leaped through the air, crashing into you. You take 2 points of damage, knocking you to the floor. Its jaws are snapping at your face as it's trying to get a purchase on you.
Alrighty. You know the worst thing about tackling somebody with a gun when you have no hands?
What would you like to do, Clarence?
Okay.
Oh God!
No, I
Why am I
have
worried?
I have 2 ideas. I'm just trying to think of the best one. So he's probably pretty hurt, but it's not much of a consolation. He still has the rock. So I imagine I didn't get very far when I limply fell over.
You're both outside of the room in the corridor that leads to the stairs that lead down to the ground floor.
Oh, okay. So there is a bit of distance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. All right. All right. I would like to. I'm not going to bother getting up. I'd just like to sort of grab the shotgun off of my back, sort of swing it forward, roll over a few times, and I want to just sort of aim right up at the guy's hands who's still holding this thing.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Absolutely. So that is going to be an agility roll for me then, please.
Okay. Shotguns don't have any sort of benefit for large spread in confined areas.
No, I haven't added that, so
Yeah.
not at the moment. No.
Okay. All right.
So I'll add the roll. It's going since you're in close combat. It's going to be 12d6.
Right. Because I'm basically going for a disarm rather than like pure damage. I want to basically mincemeat his hands so he drops the artifact.
No, absolutely. So that's going to be a little bit more challenging because you're rather than just trying to hit a object, you're trying to be very specific. So that's probably going to be a little bit more challenging. So that's going to be 1 die less when you make that because it's like a cooled shot, basically.
Okay. So what happens when I roll 0d6?
Oh, okay, good. So what should happen is you roll the dice, and because you can't, you still roll 1 dice, but you get -1 to whatever the total is.
All right. Okay. Five down to a 4 then.
So that's a 4. Okay. It's a stalemate. So the shot goes off. It narrowly misses him. At that moment, the wolf that is pinning down Sean tries to take a snap at you to try and put your aim off, but narrowly misses as well. leaving you unharmed. But you see that the scarred man is now trying to make his way to a far door, trying to escape the situation. Sean, what would you like to do?
Well, I got a wolf on top of me currently as I'm on the ground.
Yes.
That
is
there
true.
any bonuses for someone that is really good at shooting guns with a gun in this thing's stomach?
I mean, the problem is that you're trying to stop him from biting your face off.
Now listen, I know
whilst
you're
trying to get an aim.
I know you're English and you have no actual predators where you're from.
Listen,
But
hey, there are plenty of predators in this country. Let me tell you
that. and I can are we talking a werewolf or are we talking a wolf?
Wolf.
Okay, so I can use one arm to basically shove my arm into its mouth, push up, and I'm putting the gun into its chest and just unloading.
I will bow to your expertise on this.
Yeah,
and I will let you do that. So you'll take some damage,
yeah,
whatever the outcome is. But yes, you can have the extra die for that.
Okay, so let's go.
Please be all ones. Please be all ones.
2 5s, damn it.
Oh. Okay. The shotgun goes off, and you hear the
pistol,
whimper
not shotgun.
Pistol. You hear the whimper as it slams into the chest of this wolf, pushing him back off of you. But as it does so, you feel it ripping at your arm and jerking it backwards, almost pulling it out of its socket. And you take 2 damage as well.
Okie dokie.
But it is pushed back away from you, allowing you to be able to get back to your feet.
So this does not get affected by my silver mail, correct?
Because
it's a full. Is it a full wolf or is it a wolf going full wolf? Is it a werewolf going full wolf?
It's a werewolf going full wolf.
So it should have taken damage twice, actually.
Yes, I will take some more damage because of the silver. Because it would have crashed into you and that would have hurt it. So yes, it does take additional damage because of that. Absolutely.
I give the wolfie a very painful hug.
You can see that it's clearly seriously bloodied. The bullet is lodged firmly in its chest, and it's standing on its 4 feet, but it's swaying. Probably wouldn't take that much more to finish it off. Clarence, what would you like to do?
Okay. All right. I would like to fully embrace my ghostly nature here and channel my inner Gengar.
Excellent. Yep.
And
Absolutely.
I just had him in the corner because of a Pokemon game I recently played. I would like to. I imagine I never bothered putting the illusion back on. I've just been doing the Casper thing. I'd like to do that like full. I want to channel my hex power into me and grow as this dark specter. And I just want to fly at the guy with the artifact and just sort of engulf him in my darkness and just prevent him from moving. I just want to torment him and prevent him from doing anything but terrifyingly like clawing at the darkness.
Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely do that. Yes, that'll be a hex check then.
All right. 6. Good game going.
Sean, you see, if you were a normal man, you're pretty sure this sight would have killed you off. This terrifying spectral abomination just shrieking as it flies into the room, shadows lurching from it, huge, great big fists of air and shadow tearing at this individual. You can see that there's fear in his one remaining eye, and he's trying to fight you off as best he can, but you're stopping him from getting to the actual door and making his escape, as he's desperately trying to fend you off.
Excellent. I imagine while all of this is going on and I'm being terrifying, it just reverberates through the room.
Yeah, the sounds are horrific. It's honestly, it's anybody who's outside can see, oh god, another fire has started. What the hell's going on? The third fire of the evening. But the sounds coming from it are just the stuff nightmares are made from. Sean, what would you like to do?
I stand up, point my gun down at this poor pup,
Mm-hmm.
and just let her rip.
Yeah, go for it.
No, or maybe I don't. 2, 2, 3.
Ooh, 3. So, as you go to take aim and deliver that killing shot, there's a moment where the wolf rallies itself and again comes in and this time starts latching onto your ankle and crushing almost one of the bones in your leg. So you take 2 points of damage. But the pain isn't enough to stop you. And when it's now in close proximity, you're able to steel yourself and lodge a bullet in its head, putting it down. With a whimper, it crashes to the floor, dead.
Alrighty.
The final werewolf man in the center of the room is kind of looking around in all directions, not knowing what to do. You can see his leader, for want of a better word, is being tormented by this ghost. You can see that one of its colleagues has just been fatally wounded, and it's trying to decide what it should do next. Sean, what you notice is as you look back, the fire has now started to spread, and it's about halfway up the stairs on both sides, cutting off any potential escape that you might have taken that way.
What do I see currently happening in the room? I'm in the hallway still.
In the room, you are looking at a nightmarish scenario of Clarence tormenting this individual. It is evil, for want of a better word. These shadows are trying to scratch at the individual as he fends them off, but he's locked in place, unable to make his escape. But this is the kind of stuff that you were warned about in Sunday school. When they talked about the end of things, this is the kind of thing that they talked about. Crying again.
I stare at that for a moment. Look back at the girl. Look at the fire. I need to know this gets done before I dive with her out of a window. So to try to quicken this person's passing, I'm gonna take another shot. Do I get a lucky dice for him being held in place?
Yes, you do get an extra dice because what I would say is you are very aware, as you mentioned earlier on, because you're using silver bullets.
Yep.
If you miss, there is a good chance that your friend and colleague is going to take the brunt of your shot.
Okay. That's a 6. To the back of Clarence's head. No, just kidding.
Shoot me, I dare you.
Yeah, fine, whatever.
Listen, we're on a time scale, and I need this done.
Again, the shot is perfect. You see it slam into him. There's almost a gurgling that comes from his throat. Real sense that he's reaching the end. It's difficult for him to kind of stay on his feet, and you see him staggering and trying to avoid the blows that are holding him in place, but disorientated, blood leaking from so many different places. You don't know how much longer he's got left. Clarence,
Okay,
what would you like to do now?
so hear me out.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen, one way or another, success or failure, come 6 strokes of the town bell. Can I, in my mind, there is 2 problems here. 1, this individual still has the rock, and 2, I'm going to pass in some way or another in about 10 minutes or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it works this way, but I gotta try. Can I, since this man is dying, like actively dying,
Mm-hmm.
can I possess his body? Can I possess him?
Ooh.
Can I take, because I spent an experience point to put an extra die in Lumen, and since this is sort of a combination of life and death magics, could I take that 1 die from Lumen and add it to my hex to possess this individual?
Yes. This won't be easy.
No.
So there will be a 1 die penalty.
Okay. So I'm
But
back
you
down
can
to 2 then.
absolutely, yeah, but you can absolutely try it.
Okay. All right. All right.
The thing you need to understand is that by doing this, and because you are studied in this and you have knowledge of these kind of things, this is crossing some serious boundaries.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And you've no idea what the consequences could be. But hey, it's your call.
Yeah. I got no idea what the consequences are going to be. Either way this goes.
Roll the dice.
I would like to replace this person's soul with my own. Does being learned in these sort of things help me at all?
Yes. You can get the extra die for that, absolutely.
All right. I believe in the heart of darkness.
4.
Damn it. Oh,
Okay. 4. 4 is stalemate.
I never get my big moment.
You start to push against him. And you can feel that you're entering into him, but what pushes you back is the sheer pain that he is in. He is holding on by a thread, and the sheer amount of pain slams into you like a physical force. You could feel your mind almost reeling from being overwhelmed. Like, there's no way this individual should still be standing. The amount of pain and damage that has been done to him, and you have to step back away from him just to try and recenter yourself as you deal with the onslaught of almost psychic damage that's being done to you. You don't take any actual physical damage to yourself, but you have to move away from him and kind of try to center yourself, otherwise you're going to lose yourself. Sean, your turn. You're well aware now that the fire is at the top of the stairs. And whatever you're going to do, you're going to have to do it fast.
I just realized I was muted. I have no idea why Clarence just gave a big old hug to this guy, but he sees the writing on the wall and grabs the girl and jumps out the second floor window with her, making sure that he is taking all of the damage when he hits the ground, if there is any.
Yep, absolutely. So you're dashing past this one bewildered kind of werewolf who's in the middle of everything, still trying to decide what he should be doing. But grabbing up the girl.
As I'm running, I'm going, hey, buddy, I'd leave if I were you.
So this is an agility check. Roll your dice for me.
A 4.
It is risky, but you know the consequences that if you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't get out of there, clearly she's going to die, and that could cause you problems. If you jump, it is going to hurt, but you decided to jump. Crashing through the glass, you manage to keep her close to you as you jump from the first story of this property and come crashing to the ground. Pain flares through every part of your corporeal body that you're hanging on to. You're going to take 4 points of damage for that.
All right.
But you're safe. The girl is safe. There doesn't appear to be anybody around you from what you can see. But turning back, the house is aflame. Almost out of control now. And in the distance, you hear the first chime of the town bell. Clarence! What are you doing?
Okay. So I got about 10 seconds before it's all over anyway.
Very much so, yes. There is very little time.
I would like to go double or nothing, Tal.
Go for it.
All right. I'm rolling again. I don't care if this shreds my soul. It's going to work or it's going to go very badly. But I imagine there's flames licking up into the room.
Yeah.
Now my darkness is still tendrils spinning all over the place. I'm trying to like throw myself Casper style into this creature's mouth.
If somebody was to if somebody in the church was to paint a portrait of hell and torment, this would be a good scene for inspiration.
All right.
Let's roll the dice. What have we got?
5.
5. Okay. Yeah, that is a partial success. Delving back into this creature. You've already experienced the pain. You brace yourself against it, knowing what's to come. It is agony. You feel like every part of your body is being ripped to pieces. There's only a single thread of you actually left. But somehow, against all odds, you now find yourself in control of this burnt body. The other presence within the body is still railing against you, still trying to fight you for control, but at this moment in time, it belongs to you. You need to be aware that this body has 1 hit point left. Sean, you are now outside. The smoke is everywhere. You can see at a distance people looking up, townsfolk, clearly alarmed, probably going to start making their way up there very soon. You also notice some of the guards making a run for it. Slightly off in the distance, trying to make their way out of town as quickly as possible. In your arms, Ella stirs. I knew you'd come for me. You saved me. Oh, I'm so sorry I had to do this to you, but you did it. You saved me. I knew I'd need you. And she starts just to cry into your chest.
He just kind of holds her to him. And he kind of stares into the fire going like, oh shit, is that going to be where I'm going? And this like last moment of wholesome warmth that he can get, thinking that in the next second he's going to be sent screaming into the abyss, because he doesn't know exactly what's going on inside. He just has his gun out, holding her to him with one arm, making sure that nothing's coming towards them, hopefully to get off one last shot at something if it does come towards me. But yeah, he doesn't really have anywhere to go in the moment. He doesn't have anything to do other than just kind of hold spot and like maybe back away a little bit with her in his arm to like get away from the flame. But other than that, there's nothing really else he can do.
As you pull her close to you and take out your gun, looking for danger, you hear the second bell ring out. Clarence, you now have possession of this body. How long for? That's difficult to tell. And what you notice is you haven't left behind any kind of remains of your previous body. It's just you in this broken down, mangled, burnt, almost corpse, willing it to survive a little bit longer. The flames are now outside the door. There is another door behind you, which leads further into the mansion.
Am I in werewolf form?
No, you're still in human form at the current time.
Okay. Can I go werewolf? I didn't think I was gonna get another turn before the bells chimed.
Oh, can you go werewolf?
My plan
I would
is
say,
I want to try to squeeze out this person's soul. I want to take control of his form.
complete control.
I want
Okay.
I want to take what is left of my soul and just squeeze him out as I push myself in. And I want to turn into I want to embrace the werewolf and turn to the other one and go, "Get me out of here."
Okay. So this is going to be a mental battle, which you have to win.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to be another hex check, because you're drawing on that resilience of darkness to cast this individual soul out to who knows where, because you don't care at this point. If you can cast him out, you will have total control and you will be able to do the transformation. Whew. Let's have it. Let's have that check.
Am I still at a negative?
Yes, because although you are, it is his body, it is still broken. There is a sliver of life in it.
Okay. Do I still have my sort of combo hex lumen thing going on?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Triple or nothing, I guess. 6.
Wait. I'm not. Wait.
Hey, the eye. I just turned into a werewolf.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Oh, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Something compares. And you cast this consciousness into not necessarily blackness, but something far, far worse. And you get that glimpse in your mind's eye of something evil. Something which you have never felt before. And for this moment, you see an immortal being. Tall and proud and recognizable. You've seen this individual before. In a painting, in a silver mine. And you watch as she gathers in the remains of her servant. And the hatred is so intense that you know you have been marked. Whatever happens, you've made a very, very powerful enemy today. But then it vanishes, and you are now in control. You feel the muscles start to knit together as you form into your alternative werewolf being. You feel a little bit more vigorous, a little bit stronger. What do you say to the other werewolf that's in the room, panicking?
We need to get out of here now.
Kind of looks at you, wild-eyed. Where? Which way? Which way?
You said there was another door open up into another room. I assume that is at a different side of the house to the...
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
I just had the thought of Clarence coming through the window and Sean shooting him immediately.
Yep. Yeah. Not doing that.
That was what I was hoping for. I was just like... I was just like, that would be amazing.
I'm playing 3D chess here, Tal. I just sort of throw my snout over to the other window on the other side, and I'm just going to extend my claws.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd just like to sort of gallop my way over there, and I assume this is a wooden house.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I just want
the
to
interior...
smash the window and scrape down the side of the house.
Easily done.
And I still have
in
the artifact. Yeah.
You do indeed. In your new form, you don't feel as restricted and as terminal as you did a couple of moments ago. There is a sense of starting to knit together bone and flesh. It's going to take some time. But as you jump from the first story and dig your claws in to climb your way down, you find yourself outside of the house. The werewolf beside you, sniffing around, looking for danger. The flames now taking on the entire house itself as it starts to burn. And in the distance, you hear the 4th chime of the clock. Sean, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm not screaming into the abyss yet, so he's gonna gather up this girl and try to get her away from the danger as quickly as possible. I'm guessing that, so if I'm reading this correctly, Sean is over. Oh, I'm clicking on the stream rather than the map because I'm a genius. I'm guessing the girl and Sean are here.
Yeah, so
and
they're where
and
this trees are.
yeah, and all the Jack or Clarence is here in the front of the house, and all the werewolves are in this area, either running or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
I think Sean is going to take the girl. Where is that tool? Tool's not. Oh, here it is. Sean's going to go that way.
Okay.
And basically get her down the well and escape that way.
Okay. Easily done. You start to escort her away. She's coughing from smoke inhalation, but guided by you, you quickly make your way to the well and start to climb down, traversing through the tunnel, trying to make your way from that estate that is on fire.
And he gets her out and he's looking around. He's like, I don't know where the hell Clarence is. Hopefully he got out all right. Is he still like, can you like feel him? Is he still, I guess alive is the wrong term, but do you have a connection to him or something?
Still with us. He's changed somehow, but he's still with us. Sorry, let me just very quickly see to my dog again. Sorry.
Puppers.
Pupper.
I think he's just sad because we've been mistreating puppers.
That's true. But I mean, the werewolf community is not pleased with this game.
Oh no.
Owen's vouchsafed.
I shall receive a strongly worded letter, I suspect.
Yes, from the UWO, United Wolf Order.
Or uwu.
Ooh, exactly. You caught it. You did it.
Clarence.
Okay.
You find yourself just inside this copse of trees here, panting, feeling a bit more energy surge through your body. The artifact in hand, your companion staying by you. Can you make an awareness check for me, please?
Okay. Have my stats changed at all?
No, it is still you.
Okay.
You might find if you have to do like strength anything based like that, then yeah, there will be some changes there.
5.
You hear the subtle sound of a bush moving behind you. Whirling round, you find a pistol aimed directly at your head, and the bedraggled form of Pitt Stevens staring at you down the barrel of his gun. I knew some of you were trying to escape this way. You ain't been quick enough to kill me off tonight. Looks like I get to finish a couple of you off before I go anyway. What would you like to do?
I'm going to turn to my new friend. I'm going to turn to Pitt Stevens here.
Mm-hmm.
Turn my wolfy snout. And I'm going to wink. And I'm just going to...
Okay.
You really want to try that?
and just smile at him. Trying to convey that I am laughing the same way as Clarence had.
You did it. Okay. Well, I think that is probably going to be a social check.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Any bonus for a well-established callback?
Yes, I will. I will give you
Okay.
one. I'll give you a bonus. For
I was
this.
reaching, but I'll take it.
No, yeah, absolutely.
6.
Why'd you do that, Tal? That was all your fault.
It was
Tal,
the
that was
first dice
completely your
anyway.
fault.
I didn't need your charity.
Stares you for a moment, and with the quickest of wrist movements, snaps his gun up under the chin of your companion and fires off 3 rapid shots into his skull. It drops dead. Looks back at you. Well, this is damn weird, but I'm trusting you here. You hear the 5th chime of the town bell. Ringing. Feels more intense this time. Almost like a calling. Trying to hold on to you somehow. Sean. Exiting the tunnel, you see people milling around, clearly worried about the fire catching and maybe taking even more of the town down with it. Looking at the both of you, curious but not interfering with you. They've got bigger things on their minds at the moment.
Sean will just look down at the girl and go, so, what happens now?
She looks at you, smiles up. Saved the town, didn't you?
Sean looks over the town. Did I?
Percentage-wise, it's in your favor.
There are now
51,
3 buildings on fire.
51% saved. Yay.
Smiles up at you. Saved the town. Pearson's no more. We lost everyone else, but town's going to still be here, and ain't no ruling party going to ruin it. You did it. Stop this place becoming a hellhole. Well, you and your friend did. You did all right. And she kind of cuddles into you a bit more. Thank you. I know it didn't give you much, but you did an incredible job here today.
Well, I just unloaded a lot of bullets. Destroyed a lot of doors. All right. Well, where do we go now? Yeah, I mean, I guess technically, if sorry to say, I mean no disrespect, if you your whole family's gone, you're the heiress to that entire estate.
Guess I am. Guess I'll have to rebuild. Maybe I'll create something better than what was here. Thank you.
Well, if you decide to have a workforce of people like me, at least give them an option first, maybe. Just like a little bit of an ethical dilemma we had, me and Clarence, while we are talking about the whole like agreement. We didn't really have much of a choice. Maybe you should give them a choice.
And she kind of chuckles at you and cuddles into you, just trying to be reassuring.
And I guess he'll take her back home. He'll take her to her estate and basically wait for the end. He doesn't know what's happening at this point. I mean, he didn't really up until this point, but he's just gonna make sure she gets home safe, make sure there's no werewolves just going rabid in the streets, and just head and make sure she's okay.
Clarence. With Pitt Stevens in front of you and the dead body of your companion on the floor, what are you doing?
Am I alive now? Will I hear that 6th bell toll and keep going?
Good question. At the moment, you've got no idea. This is beyond anything that you've ever experienced or read about. This is a whole new territory for you.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna take the artifact in one much larger hand now
Yes.
and rest my other hand on the opposite side of Pit, sort of stabilizing myself.
Thank you, new friend. Let's get out of here.
And I want to wait until I hear that 6th bell toll and see if I'm alive, but I want to have the artifact near enough to him that if I get yoinked, he can do something about it.
Mm-hmm. You hear the 6th bell. It's almost like a choral bell. There is a sense of goodness to it, warmth. And as it echoes through the town, you feel it wash over you. And then reject you. Sound fades away. You find yourself still very much here.
How is it? How injured is Pit, by the way? How I'm doing pretty bad. Is he?
Yeah. Pit is pretty bad himself. I mean, he's fended off like a wave of werewolves, and so he's limping. He's got brand new scars all down his body. You're basically propping each other up at the moment.
I'm gonna look down at this artifact in my hand, look up to the full moon, tighten my grip on his shoulder, and rip his throat out.
I saw that coming a mile away, by the way.
I am the bad guy, Tal. I am your BBEG.
As soon as Stevens found, I was like, "Nah, he's dead."
He doesn't see it coming. It is a complete surprise as the new werewolf hand literally punches through his throat. He looks at you in complete surprise, disbelief, before lolling his head and bleeding out all over the ground. But you are still here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Splash the blood off of me. No, throw back to the eye.
Yeah. As you sit with Ella, contemplating what comes next for you, you feel the 6th bell wash over you as well. It's warm, it's welcoming, until it rejects you too. There's a moment afterwards where everything is quiet. And Ella looks at you. Still there. Still this apparition. Curiously eyeing you.
I think the scene that I'm seeing at this point is that they got back to the Copperman estate. He got her in bed, tucked her in, and just like slid a chair next to her and sat down in it, staring out the window, staring up at the full moon. The full moon that's up, but there's the sun is definitely cresting over, and he just awaits whatever's coming. And as the 6th bell tolls, and he just is staring. He just like sits there for a moment and looks at her, looks back outside. All right.
Guess maybe there's something left for you to do. Glad you didn't go.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't either.
Maybe someone's got plans for you.
Oh,
I need some sleep.
yeah.
Grant's probably got some books in here that might explain this. We'll have a look tomorrow.
All
With
right.
that, she kind of closes her eyes and drifts.
So for the next few hours or whatever long it is, he's just sitting there trying to sleep and can't. And he just kind of just, all right. Like just shifts in his chair. He looks down at his gun. And then yeah, he just sits there like a sentinel in the night over this little girl.
And with that, we cut to a split screen. We see this one lone protector, vigilant, watchful, looking over his charge. Sense of some peace, maybe? Difficult to tell, but aware the world is not done with him as of yet. On the other side, we see something new. Something that was never meant to exist before. Drenched in the blood of innocence, holding a new piece of an artifact, knowing that somewhere out there, a watchful eye has plans for him. And as the screen fades, you both realize still has plans for both of you. And that is how we end this arc of Undead Cowboys versus Werewolves. Can I just say, that was brilliant. I absolutely didn't expect any of that to happen. Oh my god, you two are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That was amazing.
That's what happens when forever DMs get to roleplay.
Yep.
Isn't it just?
The
Wow.
moon goddess is like, I see you, we got beef, and I'm like, I got you, girl. Calm down.
Thank you both so much for that. It's been an absolute pleasure running this game for you, and you've taken it in ways I never anticipated, even slightly, but made it amazing. So big props to both of you. It's been brilliant. But yeah, folks, that is it. That is the end of this first arc of our channel here. We're going to be taking a week off next week whilst we prepare, but the week after that, Jack, would you be able to fill people in as to what they can expect in 2 weeks' time from our little production channel here?
Yes. Well, while Clarence the werewolf goes off and finishes the work that that must be done, we are going to move on to a different game. We're going to take a week off, just have a bit of a palate cleanser. I have work to do. I put together the overlays and video assets and that sort of stuff. So I got some fun stuff in the oven that still needs to finish baking. But the week after that, which is what, we're on the 24th, so the 8th of May, tentatively, keep an eye out on our social media in case life happens. But the 8th of May, we will be back with another mini-series, this time featuring Substratum Protocol. Something, well, quite different from this. We are going from spooky supernatural western to sort of ecological doomsday sci-fi. Substratum Protocol, if you are unfamiliar, is a fantastic little game, and I would I should have remembered to open this up so I can give credit where credit is very much due, but I've been in my head scheming this entire time. Yes, but go look up Substratum Protocol because for some reason I can't seem to pull it up. Fantastic game. We're going to be playing that. It is just going to be the three of us again. I'm going to be switching over to the GM box up here or wherever it's going to be. Yep. Tal and the Eye are going to be delving down to the core of the Earth, trying to stop the planet from splitting open because there's some sort of strange paranatural paracausal nonsense happening down there. It's a little bit eldritch. It's a little bit cosmic sci-fi. And I think it's going to be a lot of good fun. So stay tuned for that. We're going to throw out a few different teasers. And I am really looking forward to sitting back down in the GM seat. And I imagine these two are going to give me just as much of a run as we have given Tal.
Oh, yes.
I am looking forward to it.
It is going to be brilliant. So, yeah, 2 weeks' time, all things being even, you'll be able to catch us back here at 7 p.m. with our second mini-series arc. And we're going to give you some more details as we go forward as to something a bit bigger, which is on the horizon. So stay tuned for that as well. But yes, you'll be able to see all three of us back doing what we do best, which is causing absolute chaos. If you want to follow us across social media, we're over on Instagram and on Blue Sky under Star Metal Productions. I'm the Gamer's Rest, so if you want to follow me, I post a few things here and there. Jack, where can people find you on the social medias if they wish to follow you individually?
Yes, and actually, before that, because like I said, credit where credit is very much due, Substratum Protocol is a game by Pandian Games, so go check them out. Andrew Boyd is the designer and creator of this game, writer of this game. I actually had the good fortune and great pleasure to interview him about this game over on my channel at RPGs Uncovered. So if you'd like a little sneak peek as to what we're going to be getting up to in the next couple weeks, you can head over there. It's one of the work in progress workshops I ran. And I might be getting back to them at some point. But we had a great discussion. It's a fantastic little game. A lot of it's very low prep. A lot of it is generated collaboratively with the players on the fly through tables and discussions and all of that. So it's going to be a real fun collaborative storytelling process, which is what I love doing here. So go check out Pandian Games. Go check out Galen Peugeot, who did the artwork for the game. I've worked with him before. He did the artwork for my Starcrier series, which is also up on my channel at RPGs Uncovered. So go give them go give them a look, give them the follows and whatnot. But yeah, I had a ton of fun today and the weeks previous playing this game, Tal. It's a fantastic little game, and you GM'd beautifully, and I just kept rolling with everything I threw at you.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. And the Eye, where can people find you if they wish to attempt to contact you on the social medias?
I am on the artist formerly known as Twitter and on Blue Sky as the Eye with 3s rather than E's because your mouths can't pronounce my name correctly. That is where you will find me. Forever, you will find me here on from the Star Metal Production Studios, and we will be continuing our trek as we explore each other's stories, roll some dice, and engage in the eldritch horror that is within each of our minds. Yes.
Amazing. So there we go, folks. That is it. That is us wrapping on our first half. I really hope you enjoyed it and had as much fun as we did, because honestly, it was an absolute blast. Credit to the both of you. You did a brilliant job and in just running with it and making it amazing. If you want to catch the previous episodes, they are over on YouTube. This one will be going up as well, so you'll be able to catch all 4 of them there. More projects coming soon as well, so do look out for the social medias to show what we're up to.
And don't forget to follow the channel.
Yes, absolutely. Like, subscribe. It all counts, and it's all greatly appreciated. But yeah, that is us for tonight. We will see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, stay tuned to our channel to find out what is coming next. Take care, everyone. We'll see you all real soon.
Stay
Bye.
tuned, folks.